We quickly break eye contact, but she keeps shooting me sidelong glances, like she's worried I'll attack her or something.
Okay, so any glance that's not from direct on is going to look sidelong, because she only has the one eye, so it's going to be like a steeper angle.
It always looks like she's looking out of the corner of her eyes at
Yeah.
things, unless she's like straight facing you.
Which would just scare the shit out of you.
Yeah. I'm clutching my chopsticks, but my lunch remains untouched. The long silence is getting uncomfortable. I try to strike up some conversation. Come to think... Wait, what?
Come to think of
there's no name tag on this.
Huh.
Come to think of it, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Fukunaga Mamoru. What's your name?
It's Usui Sachi. Okay, so it's not the third year student that we're looking for.
I swear, there was no name on that, and it bothers the hell out of me.
Yeah, well, his name was in the box, so maybe they thought they didn't need it.
I guess, but why the inconsistencies on this so much?
I don't know.
Sachi, huh? Nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Huh. It looks like she's not too talkative, though I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I have to keep the conversation going somehow. Do you always eat lunch up here? Does anyone else ever come up with you or anything?
Yes, I always eat here. No one else comes with me.
Maybe that was too forward, but the fact that no one else comes up here with her isn't too surprising. She's probably always alone. She shifts her attention onto me, watching me cautiously. Is she that afraid of me touching her? I see. So, what do you do during lunch break then?
Read, finish homework, a few other things.
Oh, really? What kind of book are you reading? I haven't really read any novels lately.
What was the flash?
I don't know.
Huh. Sorry.
Sachi cries out abruptly, her voice rising like she's about to lose her mind.
My lunch, I'm done, so excuse me.
No sooner does she say this than she scoops up her almost untouched lunchbox and runs down the stairs. I can't really chase after her with my lunchbox sitting open on my legs, so she leaves me behind. I've just been run out on, and silence falls over the stairwell. I guess trying to force conversation like that backfired. Sachi only ever replied to my questions with a few words at a time, but she kept looking over me with with her worried eye, the only eye she has. Did I really make her that uneasy? Is it that hard for her to open up to me?
The first time you met her, you ran away, dude.
Yeah, and you were kind of weird about it.
And now you just kind of decided you're going to plop down next to her, and she was clearly intimidated, so she wasn't going to say no in case you, beat the shit out of her, because someone's beating the shit out of her, I think.
Or something. This girl seems to lead a very troubled life, and I might not ever be able to get close to her. No, just because I had one unsuccessful experiment doesn't mean I should give up. You mean experience.
No, he was kind of experimenting.
I guess. Before I thought that I'd be dissatisfied if I just... Oh, God. Before, I thought that I'd be dissatisfied if I just spoke to her once. But now I have an overwhelming desire to get to know her.
Because he doesn't think of it as just experience. It's like it's a challenge.
I have to become friends with her now. No matter what, I can't give up. I have to keep trying. Yeah, well, being enthusiastic about it is one thing, but there's nothing I can do right now. I might as well eat my food. Why isn't this internal? I'm so bothered by this.
Yeah, this would echo down the stairs. Also, this guy's a
just
dick.
Yelling, I can't do anything. I'm gonna eat food.
Yeah, if she was around the corner waiting to see what he does, then that would make sense.
Well, I think of a way to meet her again. I finish off what's left of my lunch. But it's so quiet here now. See, that could have been a line.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
I thought that no matter where in the school you were during lunchtime, you'd be able to hear students' lively voices, but they barely reach this lonely place. It's like I'm in another world. The voices of the students talking down below are so quiet that the sound of my chopsticks clicking against my lunchbox is like a hammer on stone. Even the sound of my shirt rustling as I move is like the howling of the wind in comparison. How could she eat like this every day? In silence?
Yeah.
Ugh.
She doesn't have people constantly chattering at her when she didn't ask them to.
As I close my emptied lunchbox, I make up my mind. I absolutely have to become friends with her. Didn't you already make up your mind on this? You said this earlier.
And also, the first time he was like, he noped out. He noped out at the wrong time, and now he feels the need to just...
100% the first time and 120% now. Sorry, but yeah, he noped out.
He did not want to engage with that the first time, and now he's just trying to make up for it by, like, never going away.
Yeah. Returning to my classroom, I catch Tomo and Akemi just as they're finishing their lunches.
Hey, where'd you go? The two of us ate our lunches together all alone.
Come to think of it, I never said anything to them as I left. Oh, my bad. I finished my lunch, too. Where'd you run off to? Hey, have you guys seen a first-year girl with a really unusual appearance?
What do you mean by that?
A first-year girl. The one with the ocular issue.
I mean, that's the closest thing to a polite way to say it that anyone's done so far, including us.
Yeah, that sounds like her.
What? What are you talking about? Someone I don't know about?
Oh, this probably isn't something you'd want to hear. It's not really a happy story.
Wow, rude. You shouldn't keep things from your friends.
That's not what I meant, but... Anyway, why do you want to know about her? No reason, I just heard about her and got curious is all. Do you know her? Personally, no. I've seen her around, but I've never talked to her. As for what I've heard about her, I'm not sure if it's true or not. It might all just be baseless rumors.
Why is he winking?
He was closing one of his eyes the moment we met him, too.
Oh, like is he just sleepy?
Yeah, I think it's just his static animation is that he just has one side of his face closed down.
Huh.
Because he's just tired or doesn't care or something like that. That's fine, just tell me what you know. Are you sure you really want to know? Tomo looks side to side like he wants to make sure no one else is listening, even though the three of us are all alone here. Yeah? Alright. He promptly turns away from me and stares at the floor. He looks as though he's staring into another dimension. Fine, but take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. A first-year student in Class 2, female, name Usui something. I only remember her family name, but she only has one eye.
Wait, one eye? You mean she lost one in an accident?
She didn't lose one. She only ever had one. Right in the center of her face. One big eye.
You can be born with one eye, just not in the middle like that.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, you can be born with it in the middle, but then you're gonna have other problems too.
Yeah, I'm sure it's happened, but it's like the going to it was an accident. It's like there's other reasons, maybe. What? You mean she was born that way?
I don't know the details, but it seems like she was. I've only ever seen her from afar, but I really don't think that's an injury.
There's really a person like that in one of the first-year classes? I've never seen her or even heard about her, not once.
Well, we are in a different year from her, but regardless, I guess she's trying hard to stay hidden, both from the other students and herself.
What?
What do you mean she's trying to stay hidden from herself? I told you it wasn't a happy story. Tomo takes a quick glance at Akemi. He seems worried to have said so much about Sachi around her, though it's not like I forced him to tell me. Yesterday he avoided the subject of the school's celebrities. Was that because he didn't want to talk about Sachi?
I hope there's more than one weird
Yeah.
monster person.
The dragon girl in, third year. And the horse out back. Like,
Just a horse out back.
Yeah.
It's just a school celebrity.
Yeah. He goes to classes sometimes, wears a uniform, but it's just a horse, like an actual horse.
He's the mascot for the high school fighting horses football
That's all
team.
I've heard, but she does have a startling appearance. She's definitely not normal. Maybe she's creepy, maybe not, but you have to admit that at the very least, she's unusual. She's fascinating to some and scary to others. I'm sure there are plenty more who find her disturbing.
This is depressing, and everyone in the school is a dick.
From what I hear, she's always covered in wounds. It's hard to believe they're all accidental, considering how many she has.
So in that case, could they be from...
Someone beating her up?
You couldn't tell from the moment you saw her?
If someone at her home is hurting her, I couldn't tell you. But there's a real possibility that she's being bullied at school.
Or both.
Yeah. Could that be it? Before, I wasn't sure what caused all her injuries, but thinking back, what Tomo's saying makes sense. Does anyone try to protect her? I told you all I know is rumors, not details, but... But? There's another student who's also a little famous.
Huh.
I think she's the one responsible for bullying the girl. She has 3 eyes.
I was gonna say that, you motherfucker. It's not Rui-chan, is it?
This catches me off guard. Akemi, normally so loud, speaks in a hushed tone.
Oh, fuck, I did it wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. Now that I think about it, she's been abnormally quiet the whole time. The whole time Tomo's been telling us about Sachi. I keep expecting that to be like a line break, like a period or a comma, and it's never.
No.
I always figured Akemi would be the first to denounce bullying whenever she sees it, but... Do you know her? I wouldn't say we know her, per se. We just ran into her several times during middle school. Doesn't that mean they know her? Akemi seems to be staring into space now, thinking. Anyway, whether or not we know her doesn't really matter. But yeah, the alleged assailant is this girl, Sadakawa Rui. I've heard that she's from a well-off household and was pampered growing up. As a result, she's real self-centered. That's the impression I got when I first met her, but there's probably more to it than that. She's really popular among other students as well, and also contributes to her behavior. Or at least I'd think so.
Is she, like, really buff and beat the shit out of another student?
I see. Thank you for telling me. I can't find out the truth of this on my... I can find out the truth of this on my own later on. Oh my god, I flipped it 80 times. But I think I'm starting to understand more of the situation now. So, what do you think of this one-eyed girl? As Tomo said, the fact is that Sachi is very unusual, and I'm curious to know what he thinks about her. Depending on his response, I may have to change my plans. I just told you what I think. So tell me, what were you doing during lunch? Why are you so concerned about this? I didn't plan on hiding it, but I guess I couldn't have anyway. Tomo seems to understand what I was getting at.
He's got like deductive reasoning.
Yeah, he's not a detective. He's a man with a brain.
Yeah, it's like a lot of this is actually pretty easy to put together.
I can't fool you. You made it obvious.
Kind of like how it's kind of obvious that someone's beating up Sachi.
Yeah,
it's like,
but this guy didn't notice.
Our character seems a little self-centered.
Maybe a little, yeah. It's a little too focused on very specific parts of people, too. Like, one of them's loud and one of them's really, like, unenergetic all the time, and that's like all he sees of these two characters on top of that. And then you run into the Cyclops, and it's like, I literally can't look at anything but the singular eye. I can't move 2 inches up to notice the bandages, or 2 inches down to notice the blood. And it's like, all right.
I hope that there's I mean, we don't know how long this is going to go on, but like I kind of hope that part of the story is our character learning to pay attention.
I hope so.
Yeah.
As I said before, I only have trivial information. You shouldn't judge a book by her cover, so to speak. I haven't concerned myself with her until now because I didn't have any reason to. That said, if you want to help her out, you've got my support.
Okay, so the apathy while observing all of this is a little bit fucked.
Yeah, I see. Well, thank you. I didn't think there'd be any problems, but still, I'm glad Tomo's so eager to help. I keep my face expressionless, but I breathe an internal sigh of relief.
Maybe he's held off on doing something until he gets someone around who...
Shoot.
Whoa!
Sorry, I dropped the mouse.
Oops.
My bad.
Maybe he's held off on doing anything about what he's observed because he needs someone who moves at 1 time speed to do the, the legwork.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, did you actually meet this girl, Malcolm? Wait, she's been here this whole time and I forgot she was here.
Yeah, she's just been standing there looking off at the wall.
Yeah, it's just like, if he had explained this to her, she probably would have just barged off and tried to help.
Well, no, they said that as soon as they started talking about who it was that did this, she got quiet and looked away.
That's true.
And it's like, nah, she wouldn't have helped. Akemi quickly returns to her previous loud demeanor. Yeah, I did.
No fair, I want to make friends with this girl too. Makun, introduce me.
Yep, Akemi's back to her old self. The way she was acting before was so unlike her. She seemed worried when Sadakawa and her bullying came up, but now it's like she wasn't even here for that part of the conversation. At least I don't have to worry about Akemi being nice to Sachi, if they ever did meet. She's so damn friendly.
Password.
I'm not sure I would do that. I mean, I'm not even really friends with her.
Come on, what are you trying to say?
I mean, it's just she's not used to talking with people, and I think talking to someone like you would be really overwhelming for her.
What's that supposed to mean? Don't you want me to meet her? That's definitely not fair.
It's because your voice is capable of leveling buildings.
I hope that's true. Hey, come on. It's not like I'm gonna give a speech to a huge audience. It's no exaggeration to say I'm a professional at having super relaxed conversations with guys, girls, kids, and dogs, and cats, and lizards.
It's definitely an exaggeration. You're intimidating with that loud voice of yours, and that meeting is going to end with the girl running away in tears. That's right. I know these two are good people. And as much as I want to introduce them to Sachi, I don't think suddenly coming by with 2 more people would be a good idea, when she barely even knows me.
Boo. What about Tomo then?
I don't think that would work either. Don't you think she'd just be a little too scared? A little scared of 2 guys she doesn't really know walked up to her and just started talking to her?
She was scared with 1 guy, so that would be pretty intimidating.
She pouts at Tomo.
It'd be like she's cornered on the stairs.
He's right. I don't exactly have the friendliest face. It's safest if you just meet up with her on your own for a little while. It's true. He's really tall, and he always has somewhat of a strange look in his eyes. I'd probably scare her enough all on my own, but if I brought Tomo along, she'd probably scream and run away.
I hope it does turn out he's some kind of revenant, and he's slow and apathetic and has tired eyes because he's just, dead.
Sorry, guys.
Fine, I get it. I'll give you a little while. But someday you have to introduce me.
Sure, I promise. I'm trying to think of if he's a revenant, if he's an actual zombie, what the other girl would be. And if she's loud enough, I mean, like, you could go Banshee route, that's an obvious thing. But the only thing that my brain goes to when it's, like, sound that levels buildings is I am almost positive that there's, like, a great old one that is literally just living sound.
She could be. We also know she's a freight train.
Yeah, she's a freight train, though. Good luck. If you need help, just ask us. Thanks. If it comes to that, I'll gladly take your offer.
He doesn't look that scary, though. Maybe...
I don't know.
Like, I mean,
some people might find him scary.
This girl's scared of everyone.
I keep forgetting, you gotta click it when it goes black screen like that. It's so weird.
Is this gonna be the same animation? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, it might change as her, you know, opinion for us changes.
Wait, well, that's the same title.
It is.
Is that just signaling that's the end? Because it didn't do that for the first time?
I don't know. The next day at lunch. I'm gonna try and find Sachi again today, but first... Alright, I need some help, but let's make it quick. What? We're holding a war council as we're finishing up our lunches.
Figuring out how we're gonna attack Sachi.
Quick it is. What do you think is the best way to become friends with her? What makes you think I know? Okay, no, not just her. I just mean in general. How do you make friends?
You're friends with this guy? How did you do that?
Didn't you have any friends at your old school? Well, yeah, but then you should know, right?
Thank you for not humoring this.
No, it's not like I had to try to make friends. I just became friends with people without realizing it, I guess. That's why I need advice.
He just sat down next to them during lunch and never left.
Kind of what happens to everyone.
Okay, my turn now.
Akemi, who'd been sitting silent up until now, suddenly shouts, startling
She was
me.
just sitting there staring and then suddenly starts screaming.
Honestly, I don't think she'll have any useful information on this subject. Advice, sorry. But I want to eat my lunch, so I stay quiet and I let her talk.
Makun, the answer is simple. You just have to remember when you first met us.
Okay.
It's kind of what I said, too. It's like, he made friends with them, so he knows how.
It's a little depressing if our first meeting is the only frame of reference she has.
No, it's the only frame of reference you have.
When I met you?
Yeah, because we became friends pretty quickly. Pretty easily. Of course, it's not like you could resist my fantastic charm, but still.
No, at the time I was thinking these guys are weird. I only got to know you out of morbid curiosity.
Oh, this
guy's a dick! Like...
I mean, at least he's straightforward.
I guess?
What? That's mean!
The fact that you're able to get along with us nerds means you're all so weird, doesn't it? I'm not denying that.
No, deny it!
I don't know what you're so worried about. You're more sociable than me, and you're not as loud as Akemi.
Why are you guys always ganging up on me?
Anyway, the point is that you don't want to scare her away, right? Should that have been Tomo?
I don't know.
It seems like a line that Tomo should have said, not Mamoru.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess it was a hypothetical you.
Maybe, yeah.
You're ignoring me again.
And you were gonna find her today, right? Yeah, I'm planning to, but I want to eat my lunch here. Last time I met her, having food with me just got in the way. Besides, I don't want to spend the entire lunch break with her and leave these two hanging. Are you sure you can stand being away from us? Sometimes I think this guy can read minds. He really doesn't look it, but he does care about other people. I think I'll manage. I'm more worried about leaving you alone with Akemi.
What?
Don't remind me. I do like having someone else around who can keep her in check.
It's not like he's never been... He's known her longer than Mamoru has.
Yeah.
What did you just call me?
He called her a fool. I just didn't say that.
It's not like it was that bad a word.
No, it's not. I wonder if I should even go. You sure you can keep her in check on your own if I'm not here? And then again, Sachi should be finishing up her lunch soon.
How bad would it be to just leave Akemi alone and let her just be loud?
Yeah, just scream in an empty room by herself for like 2 hours.
I mean, she seems fine.
I've been finishing up my lunch in a hurry, as we were talking as well. Since Sachi's eating alone, she probably won't take long to finish her food.